Well, that was eventful. The last 16 of Euro 2024 may not have produced the most tantalizing football ever played, but it certainly had everything you could ever ask for from a major tournament. The reigning champions were dumped out of the competition, there was penalty shootout drama between Portugal and Slovenia and plenty of cracking strikes in between, capped by a truly special overhead kick from Jude Bellingham in the dying embers of England's clash with Slovakia. With the quarter-finals now confirmed in the calendar, it's worth reflecting on what we learned from an engaging round of last 16 fixtures. It's over, Cristiano. Portugal's clash with Slovenia proved a humbling experience for Cristiano Ronaldo. Having underwhelmed in Germany so far and thrown a strop or two already, the 39-year-old plunged to new depths of embarrassment with his display in the last 16. Without a goal to his name so far, the Al Nassr striker has proven nothing but a hindrance to an incredibly talented squad. Ronaldo should not be starting for Portugal and he finds himself fortunate to not be warming the bench after some dire displays. Roberto Martinez's unwillingness to replace Ronaldo against Slovenia was remarkable. Despite offering nothing to Portugal's forward line, the veteran continued to lead it. Handed an opportunity to be the hero in extra time, the former Real Madrid star saw his penalty rebuffed by old Atletico Madrid adversary Jan Oblak, subsequently bursting into tears halfway through the additional period. Anyone else may have been offered sympathy from those watching at home, but not Ronaldo. His ego, exemplified by the umpteenth free kick he smashed into the stands while Bruno Fernandes stood in wait, has become a major issue for Portugal. England are still rubbish. Any hopes that the last 16 would be a turning point for England were swiftly dashed against Slovakia. The same tepid and repetitive build-up play produced the same results, something which surprised absolute nobody, bar, seemingly, Gareth Southgate. England found themselves on the brink of elimination from Euro 2024 after a truly woeful display against Slovakia. A goal down with seconds to play, the Three Lions miraculously found themselves in front just a minute into extra time. Bellingham was the reason following his acrobatic late strike, but even the Real Madrid star had been appalling for 93 minutes. Despite the desperate performances of Phil Foden, Kyle Walker and a host of other England starters, Southgate is still the focus of the nation's ire, and rightly so. While his substitutions did help change the flow of the game, he left them far, far too late. His refusal to make any changes at halftime bordered on psychopathic and his alterations felt like a random throw of the dice rather than a calculated decision. With Switzerland to come in the quarter-finals, England really have no chance of reaching the last four if they don't make drastic improvements in the next few days. Their performance against Slovakia was truly alarming. Defense is king for France. Before you think France have gotten away with being rubbish, they haven't. The pre-tournament favorites have been surprisingly dismal in their 4 outings to date and were slightly fortunate to edge past a similarly poor Belgium side in the last 16. Despite boasting the deepest and most talented squad on the international stage, they still had to rely on a Jan Vertonghen own goal to progress. Les Blues have scored just 3 times at the tournament, with 2 own goals and a penalty to their name. However, unlike England, there are more positives for the French and they chiefly come in defense. A resilient backline has spared France's blushes, with Mike Maignan inspired between the sticks and William Saliba, Jules Koundé and Theo Hernandez all shining in front of him. Even the much-maligned Dayot Upamecano has been surprisingly assured. Didier Deschamps' side still need to make rapid improvements, especially given they face Portugal in the quarter-finals. But there are seeds of hope for the 2022 World Cup finalists thanks to their watertight rearguard. Spain must be favorites. While many of Euro 2024's big hitters have struggled to get out of third gear, Spain have been flying down the Autobahn. They offered up another dazzling display in the last 16, putting the tournament's lowest-ranked side Georgia to the sword. Despite falling behind to Georgia's first attack, yet another own goal at Euro 2024 Luis de la Fuente's men never panicked. Their commitment to the plan paid dividends, with Rodri leveling before the break as La Roja began to turn the screw. A devastating second-half display saw them add another 3 to their tally for the evening, with Fabian Ruiz, Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams all shining in the final third. They played with poise and determination, slicing Georgia open with intricate passing play and a quick turn of speed. They have been convincing victors in all 4 of their matches and now must be considered favorites, even if they face hosts Germany in the next round. The duality of Kai Havertz. One of Euro 2024's best performing sides will be knocked out in the last 8. With Spain on the horizon, hosts Germany's impressive start to the tournament may count for little come the weekend. Julian Nagelsmann's side didn't always look entirely comfortable as they beat Denmark 2-0 in the last 16, with luck on their side at some key moments. They produced 2 goals and another clean sheet, but it could have been very different if the fine margins had benefited their opponents. Therefore, Nagelsmann has a few dilemmas heading into the quarter-finals, one of which may be Kai Havertz. There were calls from some Germany supporters to replace the Arsenal forward with the informed Colossus Niklas Füllkrug against Denmark, but the former Bayern Munich manager kept faith in Havertz. In one sense, that faith paid off. Havertz scored from the spot against Denmark and proved a handful at times with his intelligent runs, dragging all 3 center halves around the pitch. However, he also missed 3 big chances with an expected goals tally of 1.85, again showing his inconsistency in the final third. Whether he can be relied on in the biggest games remains to be